Hey everyone, and welcome to another Ready in Minutes workout. Today's workout is all about loaded breathing. Okay, but what exactly is loaded breathing? Well, in kettlebell work and lifting in general, your breathing is really important. It can make the difference between you succeeding in a PR lift and failing. But less dramatically, breathing properly can help you optimize every rep of every set. So today I'm going to cue you a little differently by focusing on the breathwork aspect of each one of the lifts that we're going to perform. All right, let's get to it. All right, that's it. Pretty straightforward, right? So every exercise here, there's a focus on the loaded breath work that is happening as you perform your reps. So let's break each of these exercises down. For the dead stop swing, you want to inhale as you're prepping your hinge to hike back and swing, and exhale at the top of your swing. When you land the bell at the bottom, take half a second to take another breath in and to prime the second hike before exhaling at the top. Here's what it looks like. So I'm gonna take my breath here, hike, swing. If you heard the hiss at the top, that's my exhalation. And then my pause at the bottom when I reset would be when I get a fresh breath in. For the squat, I'm going to draw in my breath when I'm in my goblet position. Take half a second, hold it on the way down, grunt at the bottom to engage the deep core muscles, and exhale the rest on the way back up. Here's what it looks like. So here I am, I'm gonna draw in, hold it, grunt, and exhale the rest on the way back up. Pause before drawing in another breath. For the racked marching, I would recommend drawing in breaths on each and every rep. So in tempo, in a slow controlled way, it would look and sound like just like that. There's no shorter path to diminishing gains on any kind of exercise than holding your breath. As you do that, fresh blood isn't getting to the muscles, and you're gonna see your performance go down steadily. So even an exercise like this, where the reps are happening a little faster, you want to take slow, controlled breaths on each and every rep to make sure the muscles are working as efficiently as possible. For the kneeling overhead press, you're gonna breathe in while holding the bell in the rack and exhale as you press out to lock out. And then bring it back down. Breathe in, and repeat. You might have noticed the slow hiss that I'm breathing out with as I press out. This prevents me from exhaling everything in one burst. Think of it like an exhaust, letting things out little by little as opposed to blowing everything in one shot. And lastly, for the halo, I would recommend holding your breath until you complete the circle around the back and back to the front. So holding, here. Draw in again. Just like that. All right, and that's all there is to it. It's a little tricky at first because you've got to stay aware of it, but before long, it's second nature. And once you pattern your breath work with your lifts, you're on your way to getting the most out of them for each and every rep. All right, now let's do it together. And down. All right, tall kneeling press. All right, here we go. Draw in here, breathe. And down, finishing with halos. All right, let's go to the right, holding our breath. And breathe out for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. All right, that's side 1. Let's get after side 2. All right, let's start with our dead stop swings. Breathe in, hike, draw in again. 3, 4, and 5. Park the bell, shake it off. Get the bell into a goblet position. Draw in, hold it. And squat down. 2. 4. And 5. And down. All right, let's rack on our left side and draw in on each and every step for 10 steps. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Clean down to the ground. Let's get in our tall kneel. And we can cheek clean it up into the rack. Draw in and press. 1. Breathe in. 2. 3. Breathe in. 4. Breathe in. 5. All right, get it down to the ground. Grab the bell by the handle. Get it into a bottoms up position. And we're gonna go to the left, holding our breath for each rotation. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Down to the ground. All right, that's the end of round 1. Let's get after round 2. All right, back to our first side. Let's start with our dead stop swings. Take a breath here. Hike. And 1. Breathe. Hike. 2. 3. 4, and 5. All right, shake it off. Let's get into our goblet position. Draw in, breathe, and sit down. Pause for 1. For 3. That's 4. And that's 5. All right, let's rack up on our right side, breathing in on each and every step. Eight, and 9, and 10. Good, down to the ground. Let's get in our tall kneel. Cheek clean it up into the rack. Breathe in this tall kneeling position and lockout. And 4. Bring it down, and 5. And down. Okay, back into a bottoms up hold. Holding our breath, we're gonna rotate around the back of our head for 5 reps. Four, and 5. Down to the ground. One side left. Let's do it. All right, let's get into our hiking position for our dead stop. Tilt the bell, breathe, hike. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Down to the ground, shake it off. Get into a goblet position. Take a deep breath in here at the top. Hold it, sit, grunt. And that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Back down to the ground. Shake it off. Rack it on your left side. Breathe in on each and every step. 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Good. Back down to the ground. Getting into our tall kneeling position. Cheek clean it into the rack. Breathe here, and press the lockout. Good, and down to the ground. Last thing we're doing, bottoms up position, rotate off to the left for 5 reps. Two, 3, and 4. Breathe in, and 5. Back down to the ground. And there you have it, loaded breathing. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If that's your first intro to breath work as you perform each and every rep, I hope you found it helpful. I can tell you from experience that good breath work can make or break a maximum lift. So the more you have this technique locked in, the more you're gonna get out of each and every rep and just your performance in general. So these were just 5 different lifts, but you can literally apply this to each and every lift that you perform in the gym. A little trick I like to tell all my students is exertion, exhale. So whatever the exertion point is of the exercise is when you want to exhale. And this will apply for all of your lifts. So I hope you guys find this useful. Pattern your breath work around your reps, and I'll see you real soon on the next one. Stay strong.